Two veteran quarterbacks looking for a return to the playoffs. It's The Coach. This is Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
But then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Falcons heading out. Matt Ryan leading the way. No quarterback has thrown for more passing yards in the first 11 years of a career than Matt Ryan has. Better than 46,000.
Fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in Week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
This is Freeman. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He completes this to Russell Gage. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 10 yards there and a 1st down for the Falcons. Now Ryan on 1st down. It's hauled in by Hardy. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet, but not a whole lot of space down at the 30. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. And the Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this will remain a scoreless moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
That's me.
It's agonizing to me to see a guy
10 at their own 23. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards, first down Atlanta. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now Ryan. Jones has it. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 62 yards, as his guys are able to strike first.
All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tack McKinley. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Falcons 7, Vikings nothing.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Cousins to throw for it on fourth. And that is going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on fourth down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up, right?
Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
Adrian Claiborne, the one who makes the stop.
That's it, baby.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch twist.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. This is caught, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs, 26 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I think if you pulled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, that's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They toss to Freeman. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
I'm going to hit you.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Ryan. Stocker's got it, complete. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Back deep, Antonio Brown. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
4 receivers now. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4. Play fake. Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Deion Jones leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. On it up at 7.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
To try again after the sack. Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
That's what I do. Hatchet.
And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is fielded at the 27. Still going. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And he's going to go down again. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now it's Ryan. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot downfield. No. Guaranteed the head coach is like, don't get crazy. take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. Shifts by him. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. To throw, Cousins toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
It's complete to Diggs. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one, 41 yards. Here's Cousins. That's going to be caught, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point try by Bailey. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Alert 3, alert 3.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And he gets this one to Ridley complete. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Let's go.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
After the sack on 1st down, Ryan, and finding the tight end Hooper. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman.
Drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
From the shotgun, Ryan. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 9-yard touchdown grab. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now we move our focus to Stephon Diggs. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
He shows you right there. He can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Matt Ryan trying to lead the Falcons from behind. Last year in 16 starts, just one 4th quarter comeback for the QB. On 2nd and 10, Ryan nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. With it is Brown. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
On 2nd down, this is Madison. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Cousins now from the 50. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vic Beasley able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively, nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll look to throw. It got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. Here's Ryan. This one complete to Devontae Freeman. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Back to throw. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He's back to throw. Clock's under a minute, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Time of factor as Ryan will hustle him to the line. Here's Ryan. Gets it off to Freeman. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Back to throw. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. It's hauled in by Hardy. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Now Ryan. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now. Have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it this time. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Freeman again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What do they say? It's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Ryan, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Ryan. Now he'll go deep down the middle. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Hey, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. First down, here's the run with Cook. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 16-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
First. Hey, switch gears.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guy poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Check 45 to Mike.
Now this time he'll look to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. To see him making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Minnesota, it was a game that could have gone either way, but they get the touchdown in overtime to secure the Week 1 victory. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.